Come on, let's do the kitty walk. Kitty walk, we're doing the kitty walk.
We do the kitty walk.
What's up, YouTube? Today, I want to talk about the recent news that Netflix is deleting almost all of their interactive titles on December 1st this year. That includes some incredible pieces of animation like Battle Kitty, We Lost Our Human, Cat Burglar, and so many others. Due to the complex and unique choice-based storytelling in these shows, there is almost no way to truly archive them in their current playable form, and will most likely become lost media after December 1st. So, in today's video, I'm going to go over the history of Netflix's interactive titles, dive into my personal favorite one, Battle Kitty, to give you an example of how these series work, and finally, I'm going to try and explain what went wrong here and why Netflix is deleting these titles. But before I do, if you've been enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Now, back to the show. After successfully disrupting and dominating the TV and movie industry, Netflix has been trying to get into the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry. That's where these interactive series come in. The idea was to combine TV and gaming, creating an immersive interactive experience that viewers could play with their TV remote on the couch. That leads us to 2017, when Netflix released their very first interactive series, Puss in Boots: Trapped in an Epic Tale. They thought that since so many children's shows talk directly to the child audience, like Dora the Explorer or Blue's Clues, they could go one step further and actually have the kids make decisions that would affect the story in different ways. Sadly, this series is already removed from Netflix, and there's currently no possible way to experience it. Inspired by this new technology, the Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker approached Netflix to make his own interactive episode of Black Mirror that would later become Bandersnatch, an interactive story of a young programmer in the 1980s making his own choose-your-adventure type game while slowly losing his mind. After that, Netflix went all in developing interactive episodes for the children's series they were producing at the time, like Boss Baby, Johnny Test, Buddy Thunderstruck, Carmen Sandiego, Barbie, and the hilarious Captain Underpants Choice-O-Rama. They also experimented with interactive trivia shows like Trivia Quest and the Tex Avery-inspired Cat Burglar, which had some wonderful animation. It was around this time that Netflix greenlit two massively ambitious original animated interactive projects, We Lost Our Human and Battle Kitty. We Lost Our Human is an epic original interactive movie created by Ricky Ashburn and Chris Garbutt about a cat and a dog trying to find their owner after an apocalyptic event, featuring the hilarious voice work of Ben Schwartz and Ayo Edebiri, and this thing is insane. It's about 140 minutes long all the way through, but depending on the choices you make, there are wildly different endings and branching paths. So you could watch it multiple times and get a totally different viewing experience based on the decisions you make. If interactive storytelling is something you're interested in, I highly suggest checking this thing out before it's removed on December 1st and will no longer be playable.
Please eat me! What?
Finally, I want to talk about Netflix's most ambitious interactive series, Battle Kitty. Battle Kitty started as a series of short videos on Instagram by creator Matt Lazell back in 2017, then called Kitty and Orc. Matt would draw, edit, and voice these shorts himself about a big fantasy orc with a soft heart and his adorable little kitten who is also super strong. About a year later, Lazell posted a video announcing that Battle Kitty was in development at Netflix, and then, almost 5 years after that, the series was finally released to the world. Battle Kitty is a wildly creative action comedy show that combines the aesthetics of video games, anime, and Western cartoons. Instead of selecting episodes, you are immediately dropped into a massive RPG overworld in which you navigate around to battle bosses by watching episodes of the show, or explore and find funny little animated shorts hidden on the map. Unlike some of the other interactive series where your decisions affect the story, the interactivity in Battle Kitty mostly comes from navigating this massive world map and choosing which parts to watch in what order you want. Basically, the show follows Kitty and his best friend Orc, who escaped from the evil Orc King on Orc Island, and head to Battle Island, where they dream of becoming the true champion of Battle Island by defeating all of the monsters, getting all of the keys, and making it to the very end. Along the way, not only do they defeat all of these super creative and fun monsters, but they also make a lot of friends and enemies, like their rival Zaza Royale, who is the most famous fighter on the island and is the daughter of the previous champion, Angel Royale, and other fighters like Aeon, Bozark, and Iago Feinhardt, who Orc has a crush on. As you navigate through this game, you play through 9 levels that normally consist of 2 12-minute boss fights, as well as a few 1 to 3 minute side quests that are normally just a fun little gag, like this dance battle between Kitty and Zaza. This show is gorgeously animated and hilariously funny, with them often playing with the CG video game aesthetic to make otherwise impossible visual gags, like this one with an army of thousands of battle kitties. The fight choreography in this show is insanely good and always unique with every single boss fight. And this show has so much heart. The friendship between Kitty and Orc is so wholesome and adorable, and all of the side characters have really nice fleshed out stories as well, especially Zaza, who goes on quite an arc throughout the series. Every episode has its own unique look, from the Mario Kart-inspired racing world to the glitched-out, spooky, dark web woods. And the music in this show is so good. In fact, I've been playing it in the background of this video the entire time. I could say so much more about this show, including the mind-blowing twist in the final episode, but please check it out for yourselves quickly before it's gone.
Kitties can't quit!
So, why did Netflix stop producing these interactive series? And why are they now removing them from their service entirely? Well, I think it mainly comes down to 3 things: cost, convenience, and Netflix gaming. First up, cost. This is the most obvious answer. Charlie Brooker is quoted as saying that creating the one interactive special of Bandersnatch took as much effort as 4 regular episodes of Black Mirror. So these are obviously much more expensive than a regular show. And unless people are replaying them 4 or more times, it's really not worth it compared to just a regular bingeable show. My next reason for why they are removing these series is the convenience. And by that, I just mean idle viewing. A lot of people like to put on Netflix and scroll on their phone or just relax and don't want to be actively making decisions while watching a show. That's what video games are for. The current Netflix product officer has even referred to Netflix as a, quote, second screen. Also, when it comes to watching Battle Kitty specifically, I really wish Netflix would release a version where you can just watch the show. As much as I loved the overworld and thought it was really cute and immersive, I think there were some pretty major drawbacks. For one, there's no time bar on these interactive series. And there are a lot of amazing scenes in Battle Kitty that I would love to just click and rewatch. But I don't want to go through the hassle of going through the world map, clicking a specific spot, and then waiting for that scene to come up. Again, nothing against Battle Kitty. It's one of my favorite shows of the last few years. I just wish I could just watch it as a show.
Kitty walk, we're doing that kitty walk. We do the kitty walk.
Okay, the final reason for the cancellation and deletion of something that had such potential is Netflix gaming and, you guessed it, AI. You see, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned how Netflix has been trying to get into the gaming industry for years, and this was their first attempt. Well, since then, in 2022, Netflix had started their own AAA gaming studio, known as Blue, in another attempt to break into the gaming industry, hiring the executive producer of Overwatch and industry veterans who worked on such successful games as Halo and God of War. But then, after opening a whole new studio and hiring all these people, Netflix closed the studio 2 years later before releasing a single game. And then, the president of Netflix Gaming, Mike Verdu, announced that he is now the vice president of generative AI for games at Netflix. He ironically made this announcement himself on LinkedIn with an attached AI-generated picture featuring a bunch of roads that do not connect and lead nowhere. What started as a radically creative experiment in storytelling has led to the layoffs of hundreds of workers from Netflix Animation in favor of generative artificial intelligence games. In his announcement that he was moving to the Gen AI division of Netflix, Mike Verdu said that he will focus on a creator-first vision for AI. How can you claim to be creator-first when you just laid off all of the creators whose work is being stolen in order to create this AI slop? Please, look at all of these beautiful, creative, stylized worlds in Battle Kitty and We Lost Our Human, created by humans. And then look at this image that Mike Verdu, Vice President of Generative AI, posted. If you've been watching my channel, then you probably know that the Animation Guild is currently in negotiations with the AMPTP to get a better deal for animation workers against people like Mike Verdu. So if you support animation workers and want to see more incredible and creative animated storytelling like Battle Kitty and We Lost Our Human, and don't want them to be deleted forever, show your support by using the hashtag #StandWithAnimation in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
You've been